Guisborough Town Hall, originally built in 1821 and later extended in 1870. To this day, the building has stood as part of Central Road Junction and as part of Guisborough Town's history for almost 200 years. But this landmark has been ravaged by the passing of time, now standing as an embarrassing shell of what it once was, with only its occupants being pigeons. But a group of local representatives are seeking to restore the town hall to its former glory, with the aim of not only renewing it, but also adapting the local landmark to prevent future deterioration and increasing the income of tourism. Thus, the Guisborough Town Hall Gateway project begun. Colin Pyra, one of the project representatives, explains how they started to obtain the project funding, his experience so far, and how he found a team of filmmakers willing to document this very process.
My name is Colin Pyra, and I'm acting as a volunteer heritage consultant to the project. This building is hugely important to Guisborough itself, but also to the region. Part of my contribution to the project was to create an identity for the project. Importantly, to create a logo, to create a website, to incorporate big banners on the outside of the building. So importantly, that the community would understand that things were happening. Tourism is probably a very strong future direction for businesses and commerce in Guisborough.
A project as big as this also requires a committed and focused team. Ian Smith-White, another local representative, is here to speak about the recruitment and planning in this restoration process.
We're taking a very conservation-led approach, so with my background being in conservation anyway, we want to ensure that we retain as much of the historic character and significance as we can, but also modernise the building so it's fit for purpose for a wide range of new uses to ensure that it has a commercially stable future ahead of it, which isn't a burden on the people of Guisborough. Thankfully, we do have a very passionate group who are involved heavily with the project, involving the local schools, colleges and Teesside University, all of whom are really adding something over and above what you would ordinarily expect in this sort of restoration work. The building's in quite a poor state of repair, so we're very much starting from the bottom up. So everything is being looked at from the condition of the stonework through to the condition of the timber. Obviously the roof is in a poor state of repair, we've got some water ingress there, so we're looking at everything really, because unfortunately everything does need to be done with the building.
Beaumont Brown Architects shall be undertaking the necessary work needed to restore the building, as the exterior requires a particular cleaning method, whilst the interior is also in need of dire repairs. But in this old derelict building are pieces of history. David Beaumont is here today to examine the building and takes the time to discuss also the heritage built into the town hall, along with his own opinion on the project.
Hello, I'm David Beaumont, I'm the conservation architect. I'm in charge in putting together the designs for the redevelopment of the town hall. It's the former town hall, built on the site of the old toll house, 1821. It's Georgian in appearance, they're built just slightly in the early Victorian period. It's a marvellous example of municipal architecture. There's a lot going on in the building, not only the external appearance, which is a wonderful stone masonry, the wonderful tooling work on it, very nice architectural features in the way of the windows and the like. Internally, we've got some great assets like cast iron columns that are supporting the floors. We've also got some lovely heritage elements that are left over from the restorations and repair works in the 50s and 70s. Got some lovely old wallpaper, great fixtures and fittings like architraves, right down to doorknobs.
Also joining us is Bob Norton, a member of the Redcar and Cleveland Council, whose main role is economic growth.
My name is Bob Norton. I'm the Cabinet Member for Economic Growth at Redcar and Cleveland Borough Council. My part of this really is simply to act as something of a link between Redcar and Cleveland Borough Council and the Gateway project. I ensure that whatever paperwork requires to be signed off by the Council is done promptly so that we can move this scheme along in a timely fashion. The building, which I'm sure you'll hear about at some point, is derelict in many respects, and it was Redcar and Cleveland that put forward the money to buy the building, the freehold of the building, so that they could give it over to the Gateway project as and when they get the building, the money to refurbish the building.
My name is Andy Murray. I'm the very proud and very passionate chairman of Guisborough Town Hall Gateway project. I've been in chairman since our inception in 2015. And the reason I'm very proud is because I chair a committee who are very hard working and contribute a lot towards the project. I'm very passionate because I am totally committed to this project. I work on this project every single day, and some days it might be hours that I'm actually working, that I actually put the time in, because this project needs it and it merits it. I'm fortunate that we have good people in our committee, people who have had some experience in terms of the heritage industry, and they're able to bring a lot to the table, and other people do a lot in terms of their industry and effort. But all of us work together as a team. We're very conscious that at the moment this building, which has the potential to go on to be a fantastic building in the 21st century, and has been historically a very good building for Guisborough, at the moment is in a state of dilapidation. And a group of citizens have got together, and we're going to work very hard. We've already worked very hard to date, but we're going to work very hard now and in the future to make sure that we can make this into an iconic building for the 21st century in Guisborough, and something which we can all be proud of. We've done all the hard work in terms of meeting. I've met with people from the Heritage Lottery Fund, I've met with architects, entrepreneurs, etc. And what we're doing now, we're at the embryonic stage of the actual conversion, and it's going well. I'm pleased with the progress that we so far made. Obviously, we have a long way to go, but I'm saying that 2 years from now, this will become a hub for the town. We're going to have 3 floors in here, and they're going to be 2 floors that are going to be for where we'll create an income stream, and we're going to create 42 full-time jobs. Guisborough needs that. We're going to have one floor, the bottom floor, which is going to be very much concerned with having a state-of-the-art tourist information centre. We're going to have an area for the National Park. We're going to have a heritage interpretation centre. And so people will be able to come and walk in off the street and see what a building this is. It's very much going to be a pristine building from the outside, and inside I think we will surprise a lot of people with the high tech and the good quality decor that we'll have in terms of this building. So no longer will this be an embarrassment for the town. This will be something that everybody in Guisborough will be very proud to welcome.
The Guisborough Town Hall Gateway project is still within its planning phase. By next 2019, it will be in the stages of development, and in 2020, Guisborough Town Hall shall stand tall once again, seemingly brand new and this time prepared for many more years to come.
It's going to be an amazing project for the future of Guisborough's tourism industry.
Buildings have to be maintained, and boy does this need maintaining. So it's time now for this building to get its time to come onto the stage.
I think these projects are often some of the best projects you can ever do. When you're able to blend new with old, you often find that you get that fantastic finish.
There's no doubt in my mind that if we didn't do this, if we weren't embarked upon this exercise and making this into a fantastic building, this building would have gone down and down, and it would have become a wreck. Instead, what we're going to do, we're going to make this into a fantastic building that will welcome people when they first come into Guisborough. We will become very proud very quickly of what this building becomes.